July. Stand by for clock countdown
15.
to the 5-minute period for heat number 5.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, white flag.
5-minute period in session. You can hear the light of the Lycoming turbine engine. Field making their way out of the pit area for Rivertown Bar and Grill, heat number 5 at the Bob Hughes Memorial 73rd Madison Regatta, presented by U.S. Premier Tube Mills. And Brad, to our right, sun is behind the cloud cover. 3 boats leaving the dock. Fill us in on who left first, second, and third out of the pit dock.
Well, checking down there, it looks like Jamie Nielsen was the first one away from the dock in the U-11. That is the Legend Yacht Transport. It is chartreuse, royal blue, and red. It is the first boat off the corner. Behind him, behind Jamie, is Dustin Eccles in the bright orange Bucket List Racing. That is the U-40. And our last boat away from the dock, they didn't seem to have any trouble with it. I think it was by design. They held at the dock for a little bit longer than the other two, let them clear. And then Dylan Runny came out on the race course in the U1, the Miss Home Street. They're up the backstretch in that order, although it appears as though Dustin Eccles is going to pull up and go alongside and pass Jamie Nielsen. And just as I said that, Nielsen decided to cut the race course back to front. A legal maneuver, Jeff.
3-lap heat, 2.5 mile course. This is the race before the race. Each driver does not know which lane they will start. You have to have your lane established prior to the entrance pin at turn number 2, east of the Milton-Madison Bridge, where Dylan Runny just passed. And right now, Brad, this is where it gets a little bit sketchy, a little itchy. We've seen some shenanigans so far earlier today in Madison in heat number 3 in the warm-up period. I think right now, with this being the final preliminary heat of the afternoon, I think all 3 drivers will be super well behaved.
Yeah, I would think so. I was just going to say, I think job 1 in this heat is bring your boat back in one piece, because next up on deck is the Indiana Governor's Cup. That's the big prize of the weekend. If you got a shot to run out front and pick up 400 points, make it happen. But if you're a little bit late at the start, or maybe you don't like your position, I think you just settle back in, pick up your points, put it on the trailer, and come up with a good plan for the final.
Coming up on 2 minutes and 30 seconds until the start, it's H1 Unlimited Heat 5, brought to you by Rivertown Bar and Grill, located in Jefferson Street here in downtown Madison. Joe Breek, the owner, spoke to Joe earlier. He's having fun at the Madison Regatta.
Everybody's having fun at the Madison Regatta. That includes you and myself. As we approach the 2-minute mark, we're at 5 seconds before 2 minutes. Boats up at the top end of the race course. I'm not sure anybody has solved the puzzle of getting the inside lane from Jamie Nielsen. Now, things can change, but you can almost set your watch by this. We get inside 2 minutes, look up the river, and Jamie Nielsen will come rolling by. And here he comes again. Right now, Jamie Nielsen sitting in lane number 1 as we approach 1:40. He will go across start-finish line at this moment right now. Following behind him, here comes Dustin Eccles. Watch Dylan Runny, see if he doesn't make a hard charge on the outside. That looks like that's where he's going to start, is lane number 3, or at least the 3rd boat from the inside boat. Right now, that's the way it looks down to the lower end of the race course. Nielsen in 1, Eccles in 2, Runny on the outside, Jeff.
Rivertown
15.
Bar and Grill, H1 Unlimited, heat number 5.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark.
You heard the call. We are inside 1 minute to the start of H1 Unlimited. Heat number 5, presented by Rivertown Bar and Grill. Up the backstretch, lane number 1 is going to go to Jamie Nielsen in the Legend Yacht Transport. He is the lead boat going up there. Then you see the bright orange boat. He is sitting in lane number 2. He is Dustin Eccles. That is Bucket List Racing. On the outside is the powder blue and white, the Miss Home Street, the U1, and Dylan Runny. Check of the clock. We just hit 30 seconds. I like where they're sitting right now. Jeff Ayler, you're the one with the timing marks. It'll be a good charge to the line. Start our final preliminary heat presented by by Rivertown Bar and Grill.
By my marks, just a little bit early, but I think they'll be good as they feather that throttle. We are at 12 seconds. They're at the bridge. Now it should be a good start. Heat 5 brought to you by Rivertown Bar and Grill. 3 boats will answer the call. We are racing in heat number 5, Rivertown Bar and Grill, here in H1 Unlimited. We'll call it physically into turn number 1, getting there first. In lane number 1 is Jamie Nielsen, Legend Yacht Transport. He swung out, hit a roller off the turn. Nielsen, Eccles takes the lead in Bucket List Racing.
Eccles goes by him at the exit pin, and look at the acceleration from Dustin Eccles. Our start, we believe, is under review, but it is Eccles in the lead, and he's opened up water on Jamie Nielsen, but you can see Dylan Runny on the outside in the home street. Dustin Eccles came out of that corner like he was shot out of a cannon, and the bright orange Bucket List Racing is hot. Apex of the corner, Jeff, bring him down to put one in the book. Our start is under review.
Thank you, Brad. And Dylan Runny has got some mustard underneath the engine bonnet of the Miss Home Street. Dustin Eccles, your leader. Bucket List Racing, here comes the sentimental favorite on the outside, running on home waters. 1 complete and 2 to go, and Bucket List Racing flying into turn number 1. Dylan Runny remains in second in Miss Home Street. Jamie Nielsen third, Legend Yacht Transport. Eccles driving a good arc in turn number 1. Runny is right on his outside hip off the turn. It's Eccles, but Runny back only 7 boat lengths.
Yeah, Runny is not going away. He's staying in that right side rear view mirror despite being on the outside of Dustin Eccles. This has turned into a 2-boat race, and it's turned into a doozy. 3/4 of the way up the backstretch, still Dustin Eccles running the Bucket List Racing U40 on the inside, but Dylan Runny not going away. Remember, our start is under review. We will keep an eye on and an ear in the official radio, but Jeff, either way, this is a good one. There's Runny.
It's getting better and better. The hometown faithful can sense it. Here comes your defending National High Point champion, trying to chase down Dustin Eccles and Bucket List Racing. We will get the white flag. 2 complete. 1 more to go. Eccles' lead is down to 3 boat lengths. Runny has a hard charge on the outside. And now Eccles is slowing, and Runny is taking the lead. Eccles had a momentary boat failure. Runny in front, and now Eccles is slowing, going dead in the water. Runny comfortably now out in front.
Dylan Runny is out front. I think maybe what happened going down at the end of the straightaway, we got the note that Bucket List Racing had jumped the start. And so if we got it, we know that also Dustin Eccles got it. He may have pulled his foot, but he definitely got in the rooster tail. But the story is at the top end of the race course. Dylan Runny is about to get his first H1 Unlimited victory in a heat. What a place to have it happen here on the Ohio River in front of hometown fans. Jeff Ayler, bring him home.
It's Heat 5, H1 Unlimited. Sponsor Rivertown Bar and Grill, and yes, the checkered flag is waving. Here is your winner out of Rumson, New Jersey, Dylan Runny, driving for the citizens of Madison, Indiana, and Miss Home Street. Jamie Nielsen up in turn number 2 in the Legend Yacht Transport. We want to score Jamie in the 2nd place position. Checkered flag waving, and Nielsen's good run on the weekend. They keep building that point total. They will come across and get 2nd place and 300 points for the Legend Yacht Transport. Brad, let's watch the flags here for the Bucket List Racing with Dustin Eccles. Now the white flag is being displayed for Dustin Eccles in the Bucket List Racing. So, boy, the young driver out of Monroe, Washington, will have 1 more lap to go to get those 225 points. Brad, I went down to the monitor real quickly. Runny had a charge on the outside, and Eccles had some type of boat failure, slowed, went into the turn, went down. We saw some smoke out the transom from that Lycoming turbine, but he did refire. And from our vantage point right now, the boat appears to be riding well, but obviously not up at full speed.
No, he's not up to full speed. And these things, when they do lose power, The other thing that goes out the door with it basically is your ability to steer. And then I think he got into definitely the rooster tail of Dylan Runny. Certainly nothing that Runny did. It just happened. But you're right. When he got down to the entrance pin of the corner, the power went away. But I'm still going to say you got to keep an eye on that orange boat because, man, he was running. It'll be interesting to see some lap speeds and see what kind of speeds Dylan Runny had. But Madison, Indiana, give it up for the hometown. Miss Home Street, Dylan Runny. Jeff, the fans have been hungry for that one.
Boy, you can see the confidence level building for Dylan Runny coming back in, your unofficial winner of Heat 5, brought to you by Rivertown Bar and Grill. And Dustin Eccles crosses in that third place position in the bucket list racing. But this Home Street boat, Brad, he's been running on the outside. It seems to have a lot of top end at the end of each chute, but when you run well away from the buoys, that hurts you in each corner. So we'll see if the instructions are to get to the buoy row come Morgan Foods Indiana Governor's Cup final heat time.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall inside the truck when the Brain Trust gets together and they go, all right, we've got the boat running. You're feeling better about driving it, Dylan Runny. What do we do here for the final? It's tough to hear all the way down there, but when Mr. Runny steps out of that, how about you fans in Madison, Indiana, give it up for the hometown driver. We've been saying all along, this kid is something special. He is. He's going to learn this boat, and you are going to learn to love this kid. Dylan Runny, here he comes out of the cockpit, Jeff.
Wait for him to get the helmet off. We're watching the monitor with H1 Unlimited. Climbing off the boat, gets a handshake from Chief Wrench Mike Hansen. Race fans in Madison, your unofficial winner of Rivertown Bar and Grill. Heat number 5 is Dylan Runny. The helmet is off. He can hear you. Let him have it.
Those who are watching on the live stream, we've got the camera right there. He just gave thumbs up to the camera. If you're happy, Madison, Indiana, I can tell you what we just saw on the monitor. Big smile. This kid's happy. He's going to come right up these steps over here behind the tower. Give it up for him when he comes up. This is number 1. And, Jeff, it's number 1 of many, many, many more to come.
Talented driver out of the Garden State of New Jersey, a champion in all other classes of hydroplanes, outboards he's driven. And, Brad, we see the bucket list racing behind us, hidden by the Loon and Oak crane. And, boy, Dustin Eccles, tough break so far in racing. He has been so fast in qualifying, but in competition right now, having a little bit of trouble, but they're not out of the mix. They have a shot at this Indiana Governor's Cup championship here in Madison.
Well, I think we said everybody would be well behaved. They were. I didn't know they were going to go out there and throw punches that hard at each other, but that was pretty good. I think Dylan wanted to send a note up and down the pit row that, hey, I'm catching on to driving this thing. You guys better look out. Don't take me for granted. And I think the same was true for young Dustin Eccles. I think he wanted to let everybody know that this thing is fast. It's a rocket. And, boy, the acceleration when he came off the lower corner on lap 1, he was flying. That boat was quick off the corner, but Dylan ran him down, so that's the name of the game at the end of the day. So we're awaiting the arrival of Dylan Runny. Sean, we got the microphone ready to go here? He says we do, Jeff, so we're going to have him up here. We're going to get out of the way so Tate Meyer can put the camera on the young man. I suspect we're going to see a big smile on his face.
This Morgan Foods Indiana Governor's Cup Championship later this afternoon will have 4 boats, and it's shaping up to be a good one. I see any one of the 4 drivers with a shot of winning this here in Madison at the 73rd Madison Regatta, the Bob Hughes Memorial, presented by U.S. Premier Tube Mills. Up next, we will go Pro Light Racing in their championship heat. It will be a 3-lap final. Pro Light final heat, local sponsor Be Right Auto Glass. 3-lap championship, Pro Light Series presented by Go Lithium.
Jeff Ayler, I know the fans here along Vaughn Drive, you just saw Dylan Runny walking toward the steps. He's coming up right now. Give it up for him when he gets to the top. He will be here momentarily. This is a big moment for him, and as I said, this is the first of many victories this young man is going to have driving an H1 Unlimited hydroplane. We'll have him on the headset here momentarily. I see some people clapping, so I think he found a way to the top of the steps. Here he comes, Dylan Runny, going to join us up here at the start-finish line. Come on, we want to see the smile. Let's see it. There it is, bud. All right, I'm going to hand this over to you, Jordan Bear, but the first thing I'm going to do is congrats.
Dylan Runny, congratulations, your first career heat win in H1 Unlimited and relief. Congratulations.
Absolutely. No better place to do it in front of Madison, Indiana. So can't thank that team enough for giving me a boat and letting me learn at my pace here to get comfortable with these big boats. And I think we're just getting started. I think it's an expectation for our team that we're going to be up front. And it's up to me now to be able to kind of fulfill that. So, every heat we're getting better, and that's all we can ask for at this point.
One more question. You've got a lot of top end on the outside using that maximum horsepower with that turbine. Inside lane, Governor's Cup final heat time, you got a shot.
Yeah, you never know. I think we're going to have to put it there so we have a shot to win, and we'll see where we end up. But we got a couple strategies here, and we'll see how it all plays out.
Now, we got to just talk about the feeling right now. You've won in every class that you've raced in before, but now you have unofficially a win on the Unlimiteds. How's it feel?
Again, a dream come true. Just an honor to be racing against this group of competitors. Honor to be driving for Madison, Indiana, and the Miss Home Street team. It's an honor to work with all these guys. Something I've dreamed about since I was a little kid, and you just never think it's going to come true. And then stars align, and here we are. So can't thank this town enough. Can't thank our team enough. Family, everyone else. It's something special. You're taking your time. You're learning the craft a little bit. The finals coming up. You got 3 other great boats out there that are going to be with you. Kind of your thought, strategy going into that final race. Yeah, we're racing boats today, so we're going to put our nose in there and give ourselves a chance to win. Going to be hard competition. There's a lot of fast boats there. I think everyone's going to be taking something out of the box for the end of the day. But I think with that Miss Madison boat, we're going to be right there with everybody. One thing I noticed when you were walking up, all these incredible fans here were clapping for you. That had to feel special. It does. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you sticking with me through the first couple weekends. We'll get there, and we're here to win.
Dylan, one final question. 5-lap final in the Morgan Foods Indiana Governor's Cup Championship. You've heard Brad and I for a number of years, and I know you know it well. The race before the race for that big trophy is going to be very important, the milling period.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of the race is going to be won there today. Lane assignments are pretty important on this river. So, we've kind of been in the truck working on our strategy here, and I think we're going to have something for everybody.
Madison, Indiana, your driver, unofficial winner of Heat 5, Rivertown Bar and Grill. You just cleared tech. You won it. Let him hear it.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
That brings a roar from the hometown faithful along the shoreline, and hoping to have another very special guest join me here in a little bit.